Hello, my Facebook family. I feel like I'm on the news. I sit here and I have to declare every day something new. Except this is like lived news, not manufactured news, which is what we usually get. And I won't go down that rabbit hole for now. This is day 3, my friends, of Bigger Love. Daily transmissions on how to love big and attract your soul husband. And just for those who don't know me and who are jumping in and watching this now or on the replay, my name is Dunja Rado, and I'm a coach, mentor, healer, and activator. And I help women attract their soul husband by claiming their original feminine blueprint. So, what is the topic for today? The topic for today is bigger ego gets you bigger love. Yes, I know. When I wrote that, I thought, man, that's kind of playing with a gamut of words. But then I have a subtitle which says, when you embody your healthy ego as a feminine, you easily get your soul husband. So the key word here, which I omitted for shocking purposes of the audiences on Facebook who just scan through videos and see the word bigger ego, bigger love. The point here of this whole transmission today is healthy ego. So when I talk about healthy ego, I want to actually look at why so few women have a healthy ego. And you will get the gist of what a healthy ego is when I go through this transmission today. The first question, or the first reason why women don't have a healthy ego is, all of them stem from the way we live, the way we approach the feminine, and the way feminine is presented to us in the world. So, most women grow up not being asked what they like. You can think for yourself. If you were ever asked in your family what you like, or were you just given options, told what a girl, a young woman, or a grown-up woman is supposed to be like? Not being asked what you like actually avoids centering the power of you within you. So not being asked what you like as a child leaves you kind of stranded with what you are offered. What you're offered is most of the time not for your highest good, because of the way we live, because of the way we actually don't know the feminine. And I'm talking about whole society and globally. Of course, it's different for different cultures. However, the feminine, and this is, well, that's my third point, but I'll go there. The feminine actually is presented to most people as kind of a crazy, chaotic, unknown energy that needs to be in some shape or form tamed, structured, put in a more understandable, more coherent, more acceptable form. Again, all stemming from basic fear of the feminine, of what true feminine is. So, the second point which I wanted to make, and it's confusing me now because I went first to the third, but it's Mercury retrograde, so I can swirl around and we'll all get the benefit of this. The second thing is that no one affirms and validates what women desire. So not only are women, girls, young women not asked what they like, the actual, how do you say it, following that is that obviously there is no validation or affirmation of the deepest feminine desires, because no one is bothered to find out what they are. Again, it's like a face, not a facelift, but a face-off. You know those movies where somebody puts somebody else's face on and pretends it's them? That's what's happening to women around the world, which is why most of us don't have a healthy ego. We are slapped on with a prescribed feminine face, body, expression, form. And so, no kidding that we are disempowered, we feel disempowered, we feel we do not know what we like, we do not know what we desire, and we have not fully developed our power. You can see how this creates almost like a negative ego or a fake ego. Those are kind of like the two things that just popped into my head. The negative ego is like, if I'm smaller, if I'm tamer, if I'm number two. The fake ego, if I'm just something that somebody else said I should be, everything is going to be okay. However, it is not, and we'll discover why. So, the second thing that comes kind of, it's a play on the feminine natural desire to please. Because of many fears that women hold within their body, women people please. Instead of owning that basic, beautiful desire of pleasing from a healthy place. So you can imagine, like, the power of woman to please a man, her soul husband, or anybody around her is immense. And that means that she's not using this full power of hers, because that characteristic has been deformed. It has been deformed into consistent people pleasing. That shows up in negative ways for a woman. And so what happens? Well, women start to people please in order to get ahead in life. They start to people please in order to get the right reaction from the other person, be it male or female. You can see how that translates into an intimate relationship where women start manipulating the guy or the man, because that is how they learned to abuse their power of pleasing. Then we please to feel safe. We please to get approval. We please to get money. And I'm not talking about being a sex worker on the street. I'm talking about millions and millions of ways how women behave, pleasing others in order to assure their survival, assure their luxury setting, assure their status in society. So again, this people-pleasing dynamic that has been co-opted basically from the woman's original beautiful pleasing narrative that every woman has, when she healthily chooses to please somebody because she desires that. You see how this is all connected? When you don't know what your core desires are, you don't know why you're doing a fucking thing, why you are pleasing somebody. Because it's a habitual response to living on this earth. So, let's see what you can do to reverse this. Because we are never in these lives staying in the negative, or the shadow, or the let's call it like perverted realities of being a woman, you can start to build a healthy ego today and start attracting your soul husband from a healthy ego. So the first thing I suggest to you is get to know your likes and dislikes. Really in your deepest part of yourselves. Ask your friends, ask your family members, or even your current partner to ask you questions if you like or dislike something. It's kind of a fun exercise to get to know yourself. And make sure you're actually doing this exercise with somebody who is encouraging your development, encouraging your freedom and liberation from these established dysfunctional ways of being a woman in the world. And, you know, this becomes actually a beautiful discovery. And I'll just, you know, give you an example from a movie, Runaway Bride, where Julia Roberts was basically running away from a few of her weddings. And we realize later why, because none of those, you know, men were actually her choice. It was the way that she was supposed to behave, and she was following a paradigm until Richard Gere showed up and kind of triggered her different kind of behavior. He was kind of irritating to her, so she got out of the people-pleasing mode and actually got mad. And one of the good things about getting angry is it gets your power back to you. And it gets you thinking, which is one of the, I think, epic, scenes in movies, where I don't know if it's Richard Gere or someone asked her, what kind of eggs do you like? And she would every time answer the kind of eggs, like Eggs Benedict or scrambled or sunny side up or something like that, depending on which man she was with. She was just deferring to a man to decide for her what she liked. And one of her, the funny scene was she taking her power back and actually buying a bunch of eggs and, making 10 different ways the eggs and deciding what kind of eggs are her favorite. What kind of eggs does she like and desire? This could seem like, a funny thing, but it's a very, very profound, essential thing for every woman to do in order to claim her power. Not necessarily about eggs, but start anywhere. Start anywhere, especially in the areas where you don't feel secure about your judgment, about your thoughts. That's the space where the energy is vibrant for you to start growing and expanding and transforming this taking over narrative that you've embodied to something that is truly yours. Okay, so another way to take your power back and build a healthy ego is to start showing up as you are and surprise people. If on a certain day you really want to dress up and you usually are wearing sporty clothing, do it. Surprise people. Don't worry about their reaction, even if it's negative or positive. Try doing something that is in alignment to how you feel in the moment. Show up as you are in that moment. That is also a beautiful way to reclaim yourself and be unapologetic about who the fuck you are without asking any approval or any kind of validation from anyone outside of yourself. Okay, so another way to build your healthy ego is to build your inner knowing, meaning connecting with God, Goddess, Divine, Universe, call it whatever you like, but finding that certainty within yourself, certainty about what to do in your life, who to be with in your life, how to live your life. Because every woman, and I'm adamant about this, every woman has this certainty within. It has just been squashed by so many different narratives that tell you that you don't know. That you don't know, and therefore you must defer to someone who knows better. That is not true. None of it is true. You know. You claiming your knowing is like the motherfucking transformation that will change your life. You know, and there are moments where you have, and I know this because I've lived through them, there are moments where you have this inner critic or inner talk or inner saboteur or different million kinds of fucking thoughts in your head telling you, well, this, or no, do this. No, I can't, I don't know what to do now. And it's like, it's putting you again into vortex of I don't know. I don't know is like the most disempowering narrative that has been served to women when all along we always knew. And I'm having goosebumps when I'm saying this. We always know. In every fucking moment of our life, we always know. And we know so much more than we allow ourselves to exhibit. So I did talk about fear of danger and like claiming your safety in one of my previous videos, so check them out. Because it relates to not being confident enough, powerful enough, and safe enough within yourself to own your inner knowing unapologetically. Okay, so one of the final things you can do is awaken your desire. And I especially urge you to awaken your, and I'm putting a quotation, naughty, and again quotation, immoral, and again quotation, selfish desires. I really, really urge you to explore those particular desires because that's usually where women's power is hidden. In the shame. So fuck the shame. Take time to discover your desires no matter how immoral, how selfish, or how naughty they are. I would say the more they are naughty, selfish, unacceptable, immoral, the closer to who you are you're coming. How to do this? When you're doing this, it usually helps to have somebody hold space for you. So if you have a friend, if you have a coach, if you have a mentor, if you have a teacher, anybody who can be that environment, that safe environment where you can explore who you are, and especially aspects that you feel a little vulnerable to go into. So someone who is creating a nurturing environment, a safe environment for these desires that you discover to actually grow. So there isn't, you won't get far if you just discover your desires and then just let them be, because basically they will die back. They will go back into, not existing because they've not had enough fertile soil for you to own them. And that's what working with somebody in, as a coach, as a mentor, as a healer, can do amazing transformational things for you, where there is actually an environment that is encouraging you to find who you really are. There is nothing more powerful than having somebody hold that kind of space for you. And when you have that, you realize that you owe nobody no explanations for what you desire, how deeply you desire it, for how long you desire it. And you don't need any evidence. That's another huge thing for women, because we women don't need evidence. Men often need evidence, but even they wouldn't need evidence if they trusted their intuition. But we've all been brainwashed not to trust our inner selves and to trust outside authorities. So saying this, I say to you, flush everything that I've just said through your inner compass. And if it resonates, then take it into your heart and try it. If it doesn't, let it fuck off from your life. you don't owe anyone, including me, any explanations for your decisions. And so, to understand how this relates to attracting your soul husband, and I'm sure you're getting the gist of it, is that when you are like the husband or the man that you want, the soul husband you want somebody with a vision, who can stand their ground and have integrity and protect you and love you and understand you and be interested in you. And that requires inner anchoring. So if you haven't inner anchored in your feminine, your soul husband cannot recognize you vibrationally in this 3D reality. He's looking for that same person that he is. So if you want someone with integrity and vision and determination and all of that, those are the qualities you have to embody within, not in the same way as a man, but as a feminine owning her own power. When that power starts to build up in your body and you need no one to tell you what to do, how to behave, you take into your bones your desires. For example, the desire for your soul husband. You are unashamed of this desire for your soul husband. You're unashamed to want to be loved and adored by a man. That man will show up when you are unapologetic. And that doesn't mean dismissive or rude or whatever that word can sometimes feel like. You know, we're women, we like gentleness and flow. And so you can be gentle and you can flow and still own who you are and not veer from it. That is the whole point of building a healthy ego, which actually results in attracting your soul husband. So I hope this was helpful to you today. If you have any questions when you're watching the replay or any comments, let me know. And again, it was an honor to be with you today, and I love you, and take care.